Welcome to the Welsh Yogi Podcast.
Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namina.
Okay, hi Krishna everyone, welcome to another episode of the Welsh Yogi Podcast. So, back to Rupert and Peter aren't here. I'm in Cardiff, so I'm Gopal. And we're here with a wonderful devotee couple, Parjanya-gopa, right?
Yeah.
Parjanya-gopa. That's Krishna's grandfather, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Pali-gopi, Devi Dasi. You might recognise her from the Women's Takeover podcast. How do you think that went, Pali? Podcast.
How do you think it went?
With the girls, yeah. Everyone seemed to really like it.
That's interesting.
You got a lot of good feedback.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, Lee even said we're fired, like, you know. So yeah, he likes maybe likes ladies better.
I met Lee on Sanketan today. Another Lee
Differently.
from not Ponty, the other place.
Port Allen.
No. A place we go on Sanketan in Wales.
Merthyr.
No, the other one.
Canterbury, Barry.
What's the other one?
Newport.
No.
This is riveting stuff.
Just give a P.
We go on Sanketan sometime there.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, he chants Hare Krishna, and he says, he said he does chanting. Anyway, he chants Hare Krishna. It was nice to meet him, and he gave a nice donation. And
Okay, well.
Lee, he used to come.
There's a nice story.
Yeah. He said something funny. Maybe I cannot mention it.
Okay, nice. So we're going to carry on reading accurate instruction. Okay?
Yeah.
So on page 34. So we're going to read for a bit and stop here and there. And I might also ask you guys some questions. I think people are going to wonder. Because you guys are a good example of a Vaishnav couple. When did you get married? When was your marriage?
Funny.
It was on the, do you know the date?
2.5 years.
Do you know your anniversary date?
Yeah, 9/11.
We know the date because it's the 9/11, which is a famous
Oh, the
date.
Twin Towers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2002. So we get on for 2.5 years.
2002.
Right, 2000. 2022.
2022. Okay.
So we're catching up with you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, me and Gopi don't even remember our wedding. We always forget. I remember my wedding anniversary because my brother sends me a card saying happy wedding anniversary.
Well, I remember your wedding anniversary because I arrived in Cardiff the week after.
Week after our wedding?
The week after your wedding.
I thought you were there for the wedding.
No, I was going to come, and then I had a message saying best not to come. So
From Gopi?
Yeah, so I never got.
Why was that? Because it was full. Is it?
I'm not sure, but that's always stuck with me. Do you know what I mean? It's left a painful murmur in my heart.
I thought you were there.
Maybe she thought you were
sadly
dodgy or
not.
something. She wasn't
Maybe.
sure about you yet.
That's when you first came to Wales, then, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
On high recommendation,
Who rec-
Wales was the best place in the world.
Who recommended it?
The devotees in New Zealand.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's crazy that from the furthest place in the world, you recommended to go to Wales. You could be recommended to go anywhere in the world, but they say go to Wales.
Yeah, because Wales is the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
How did you come to Krishna consciousness in Pali? That would be a good story for a podcast.
I did go over it briefly in that one I did with Nikki a couple of years ago.
Uh-huh.
Well, we have a very similar. Me and Parjanya have very similar. We both met the devotees in Melbourne.
Really?
Different
And
timings though. Like maybe it was like a few.
It wasn't exactly the same time, no?
No,
Yeah.
a few years before me, and then we both ended up going to New Zealand and to the same place again, meeting the same devotees, and then ended up in Wales. So
Yeah.
yeah, staying at the same hostels and stuff. It was very
Uh-huh. So what, but you maybe, so Parjanya met them maybe a couple,
Like
few years
5 or
before you?
For me, it was
5 years or
2015.
and
That's
I was
when-
2019.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, like 4 years after or something. Which was interesting.
So what attracted you, Pali, to, why did you,
What attracted me?
were you always religious? Like spiritual or seeker?
Certainly a semi-seeker.
Uh-huh.
A semi-seeker. Because I took on a lot of my dad's philosophy, which is everything comes from nothingness.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? So I wasn't like a spiritualist, I was like a nothingist.
Is that the same as a materialist? Or do you believe in like fate and stuff? Like,
No, I had like zero belief.
uh-huh.
Do you know what I mean? But then, but I obviously always had a sense that there was something more. I was really, what captured me, and what I remember capturing me was meeting the devotees. And after having been travelling for quite some time, realising that these devotees, even though the philosophy is completely wacky and wonderful, they're the most genuine people I've ever met. So
That's nice,
Yeah.
yeah. That's fair.
yeah, so that was very clear to me. So I just wanted a slice of whatever they were having,
Mm.
basically.
What's genuine? What do you mean by genuine? How do you know someone's genuine?
Yeah, I think my radar for wholesome people is
It's good, is it?
high. So when I met the devotees, it was like just going off. Like these people have. Because I didn't really have I didn't have much time for people who were like, full of nonsense. I could see if people were full of nonsense, but I hadn't met the people that were full of truth
Uh-huh.
yet, or happiness. And then it was very clear when I met the devotees. I don't know if I would have stuck with it, but as devotees do, they keep in touch with you. And it was due to that they kept inviting me back, so I went back, and that was that, really.
What do you think of the chanting first time you tried the chanting? Was it kirtan, I guess? What was that?
Yeah.
Do you gel with it straight away?
The kirtan I liked. I was very emotionally moved by the kirtan. And then we started chanting japa, and I always found the japa difficult. I still find japa difficult.
Yeah, it is the most. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah. Unless you're Parjanya. Parjanya loves japa. Doesn't he?
Parjanya loves japa.
He loves it.
It allows me to space out for 2 hours.
Yeah, and it's such amazing. If you love japa, that's amazing.
I know.
So if I was saying, so the kirtan.
I was very touched and moved by the kirtan.
I was blown away first time I did kirtan.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to cry a lot. I was just so touched. Like I really felt like I was home.
You still cry a lot?
I still cry a lot, but no more spiritual tears. They dried up a long time ago. So yeah, and then I kept going with the japa because all my anxiety went away. I was living quite a crazy lifestyle, and I always had this really palpable pit of anxiety in my stomach.
Right.
So when I started chanting japa, me and my friend started at the same time.
Lucy?
Lucy,
yeah. Shout out to Lucy.
shout out Lucy. It's her birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lucy.
Was she into it as much as you? Do you guys both get into it together?
We both got into it together.
Because my friends couldn't, and I guess a lot, they didn't, it was clear, I thought they'd all join in and would all carry on being friends, but in spiritual life, but it doesn't happen. So it's quite nice that she joined with you, sort of thing.
Yes, no, she was up for it and into it. But yeah.
Now you've married beautiful Virginia.
Yes, no, I'm very lucky to have married Parjanya. He's a good little egg.
He's a little egg, he's a good egg.
He's a good egg.
He's a good egg.
And it's nice because Parjanya,
What a catch.
he has one desire, and that's to serve Krishna. And I have a bajillion and one desires that aren't really in that same sphere. So it's nice just to live in the same vicinity as someone who has that mindset.
You guys are a nice couple, yeah. It is a bit because you're both very different as well, aren't you, with personalities?
I guess so, yeah.
Do you think?
Different, but Parjanya behind closed doors, you'd be surprised.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
lets
You
his
can be a little
energy
silly, can you,
come
like
out.
it?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can be a little silly Virginia.
Yeah.
And you had the similar story, Virginia? You were like...
Yeah, same thing. Meeting the devotees in the street in Melbourne, and kept traveling. Went to New Zealand, and I went to met the devotees again, and was invited to a first kirtan event, and just went to the event and just was blown away with the kirtan and the philosophy. And the first day was such an amazing. Yeah, I sat down for kirtan. I just felt really amazing, and then I heard the talk, and I was blown away by Badra Sain's talk. It's he was the manager of the place, and then he was just saying things that I felt like everything he was saying. It was oh yeah, things that I knew, but I never could actually. It felt like it was reminding me things, when he was talking, but I would have never been able to to come to these conclusions on my own, you know. But when he was giving this talk, I was like, wow, that's true, that's what I was thinking about, you know, like everything kind of made sense, you know. It was very amazing.
Were you like a seeker before as well? Or not? No?
At first, I went traveling from France. I went traveling with the idea of enjoying, you know, and party, and, you know, like just discover the world and do all the things you can do, you know. And then later, after 2 years of that, I became a seeker, you know, more like okay, now I need an alternative, and I need something, you know, because I was getting fried with with my life, with the situation of the world, you know. I was like, it seemed like there was no, how do I live my life, you know, in this world? And whatever, if I find a way, I'll accept it, and you know, whatever it is, I'll do it, you know. Even if, and then I was just blown away to see that actually there is a way we can live our life perfectly. I was like, I remember going to this place in New Zealand called The Loft, and seeing all these amazing people, devotees, and it felt like entering a family, and everyone was so friendly, and they had a lifestyle, and they had principles, they had knowledge, they were happy and blissful, and you know, they were living a lifestyle which were bringing them happiness, and it was contributing to the welfare of the world as well at the same time. So I was like blown away with that, you know, because I was like, I was hoping this was possible, but actually I was thinking this at that time in my life. I was thinking, you know, there may not be a way to live, you know. It might just be. So when I found that, I was like, it was such a relief, you know. There is a way I can live my life perfectly, and
so it was too good to be true, isn't it?
Yeah, too good to be true. Yeah. So it was very exciting. The beginning is it's always nice to remember, you know. Yeah.
Since you're both attracted by the devotees as well, isn't it? Devotees is probably our biggest sort of.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Religion is like God's PR department. You know what I mean? That's like public relations.
Yeah.
So we're meant to be like, promote him sort of thing. And when you see people actually practicing spiritual life, they're quite vibrant.
Yeah.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Right, let's go into next instruction for a little bit. So, page 34. I think. So if you're following at home, it's we're on text 3. Parjanya, do you want to start reading? If you want to start reading, where it says endeavor executed.
Okay. Endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is called utsaha, or enthusiasm. The devotees find the correct means by which everything can be utilized in the service of the Lord. Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyamuchyate. The execution of devotional service is not a matter of idle meditation, but practical action in the foreground of spiritual life.
That's a nice sentence, isn't it?
Yeah,
the execution of devotional service is not a matter of idle meditation, but practical action in the foreground of spiritual life. That's
practical
nice.
Action, yeah.
And that verse quoted there's Vairagyamuchyate means proper renunciation, isn't it? Like so. Because monkeys don't have any houses and live naked, and they're very renounced, but it doesn't mean they're spiritually advanced.
Yeah.
So Yukta means you can use all material things, but you just use them spiritually.
Yeah. And you should, isn't it, as well? You should utilize things, because if you don't utilize something that could be used in Krishna's service, then that's detrimental as well, isn't it?
Yeah, like
whatever
you're
you
very
have,
expert using the graphics and computer.
Oh yeah, I've rinsed Canva for everything that it is.
Yeah, fair play. Fair play. But the thing is, it's so difficult. Like you said before, isn't it? Like, so using, for example, social media to promote our programs is like, pretty much essential. But it's also like a dangerous place to be in it. Like it can just distract it with algorithms now.
Yeah,
absolutely. Not that I want to think negatively of my service, but I do think if I didn't end up doing this like social media service, like would I be a lot further along in my bhakti than I am now?
Just floating here. Whoa, it's Paddy.
Which is what I thought would happen, honestly. Like 2 months in, I was like, I'm going to be one of those really advanced ones. Yeah. Really early on. And then
everyone thinks that, I think. A true antler, he's like, I'm going to he's trying 32 rounds a day, and he's like asking Tarkanath, how long does it take to become a pure devotee? Like, what's the minimum? How long does it take? Like, and Tarkanath's like, oh, it's different for everyone. He's like, yeah, but if I was going to go for it, what, 5 years? 10, you know, he settled on 10 years ago. 10 years will be a pure devotee. He's going to really like focus on it. But I mean, you guys are very good examples, you know, of a Vaishnav husband and wife.
That's very kind.
You know?
I'm just following Parjanya's footsteps. Who's following in your footsteps?
Yeah,
actually.
well, you know, I mean,
We have you and Gopi Gita as our example, so we just.
Well, I think we've got to. That's the thing. In ISKCON Wales, we're quite a young community.
Yeah.
It's like before, it's mainly just brahmachari. You have Tarkanath and Mishrani, and you know, they have a family, but they're like the elders. And other than that, it's just all brahmacharis basically. Yeah. Now you're seeing quite a few devotees recently as well, isn't it? Growing out of the brahmachari ashram, and they're going to get. So we're like the guinea pigs, really. It's like the, you know, in our social sort of, at least in Wales, the sort of like microclimate. Yeah. We're like the little guinea pigs. Okay, you guys are married now. Let's see how you do, like, you know. But yeah, so far so good. Pai, do you read the next paragraph?
Sure. These activities must be executed with patience. One should not be impatient in Krishna consciousness. Indeed, this Krishna consciousness movement was started single-handedly, and in the beginning there was no response. But because we continued to execute our devotional activities with patience, people gradually began to understand the importance of this movement, and now they are eagerly participating. One should not be impatient in discharging devotional service, but should take instructions from the spiritual master and execute them with patience, depending on the mercy of Guru and Krishna. The successful execution of Krishna conscious activities requires both patience and confidence. A newly married girl naturally expects offspring from her husband, but she cannot expect to have them immediately after marriage.
It's coincidental, isn't it, reading this book?
Yeah. Just thinking about this, what we just read about patience, and we have a very nice example in Wales with Tarkanath about this, like single-handedly and patience, because it's not that. I guess it took maybe 20 years or something before manifesting this temple and so many devotees.
Hard work. It's usually enthusiasm and patience.
Yeah.
You know, so you're patient.
Yeah.
Because, you know, patience without enthusiasm could be like the mode of ignorance. You're just like not doing anything and just being lazy. Enthusiasm without patience is just the mode of passion.
Yeah.
You know, just running around and trying to get things done and stuff, you know.
That's me. It's exhausting.
That's me as well. I'm a bit passionate.
But no, I've never seen Tarkanath be anything other than enthusiastic in the short time that I've known him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he's non-stop fired up.
Yeah.
All the time.
He's sold out, you know.
Yeah.
Shiva Rama was just saying, like, he's like, I mean, Shiva Rama just talk. I mean, I don't know if it's been recorded, but I mean, Shiva Rama just mentioned in the past, like, you know, about like Tarkanath getting sannyas and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Tarkanath just, you know, obviously he's shying away from it. He doesn't, you know, but he's doing more than most sannyasis in terms of preaching and stuff. You know, he'd make a cool sannyasi as well. Imagine Tarkanath with a big saffron, like, you know, like people would just be like, yeah. He'd definitely bring attention. Like, he's different to all the other sannyasis. Like,
Because confidence is also faith, isn't it? You could say.
What was that from off now?
Confidence is like faith, isn't it? Like.
Yeah. Can I read my little thing?
Yeah.
On Found Business. Just to see what you guys think of this, right? And I'll carry on reading next. But the reason why I want to look for it is because I think it's connected. Because here, Prabhupada he's referring to himself here as well, starting the Krishna conscious movement, right? And like you're saying, Tarkanath, similar example, you're just being patient, enthusiastic, and even when you're on your own, you're just carrying on. And you're thinking about this T Krishna project, stuff like this. This is so I'll read this quotation and get some feedback for you. This is a mountaineer called William Murray. Okay, so let's read from. So applying oneself to any endeavor requires commitment. And if we want to apply ourselves fully, we'll have to make an absolute commitment. Have you guys heard this before? No? Commitment empowers action. Even the secular world appreciates the power of absolute commitment. The Scottish mountaineer, William Murray, for example, after fully committing himself to accomplishing his childhood's dream of climbing Mount Everest, found the energy and resources to attempt it. He never made it to the summit, but only because his body would not acclimatise to the height of the last stage. Murray writes, until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back. Always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favour all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamt would have come his way. I learned a deep respect from one of Goethe's couplets. Whatever you can do or dream, you can begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. So like when Tanaf started when they started the centre in Govindas, they were just trying to raise money, nothing was happening. So Tanaf just got like a sledgehammer or whatever and just started knocking the temple room down, you know. I got no money, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm just going to start, you know. So with T Krishna project now, it's reaching 5 million or something, you know what I mean? Like astronomical. We've never had any money in the bank, but just this faith of, okay, I'm gonna, once one's committed, okay, I'm gonna do this, then providence moves, you know. Like Tanaf just bumping into Karshan on the way out to, you know, by applying for planning, and then Karshan says, oh, I can help you, I could be your project manager, and you know what I mean. It's like all these miracles happen, like, you know, if you wait for it all to come into place and then do it, you won't do anything, like, you know. You got to jump and then the net will appear.
Yeah.
You know?
You always say, Sagan, the leap of faith means you've got to, you know, take that leap of faith. You go, you don't know, but then you go ahead, and then that's when things will happen. Yeah.
Yes, with Shamasundar, and have you read Chasing Minds with Swami?
Yeah.
And he was saying, like, because that's the old school devotees, and they used to have this like, okay, we're just going to take risks and almost force Krishna's hand to appear, you know. Like, if you jump off Krishna, you've got to catch me. Yeah. You know? So that's how sort of like that mood of like, yeah, we're just going to perform the adventure and just almost force Krishna to do miracles.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Carry on, buddy.
Okay, carrying on. Of course, as soon as she is married, she can attempt to get a child, but she must surrender to her husband, confident that her child will develop and be born in due time. Similarly, in devotional
surrender to your husband.
Surrender to your husband. We will remember that from this podcast.
Similarly, in devotional service, surrender means that one has to become confident. The devotee thinks, Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. Krishna will surely protect me and give me help for the successful execution of devotional service. This is called confidence.
Any reflections on that?
Me, no, I think we just talked already.
Okay. Carry on. Those who can't see Pali at the minute,
she's doing panic. You should have seen us on that last ladies podcast. All three of us are just doing like all sorts of like somatic movements just to get through it, basically.
What's somatic mean?
I don't know.
You just made up a word, buddy.
No, somatic healing. You move your body. Amrita Radha you can actually hear because she's swaying so vigorously side to side. The sound just keeps going.
Is that what?
Basically,
is that what you guys doing?
Podcasts are extremely difficult to path. I don't know. I think they're much more of a man's game than a woman's game.
I think people like it. It's last time, isn't it?
It's quite chill. It's quite chill.
Yeah, I mean, after a while, I just thought like, because now we're getting feedback of people listening to them, like, you know.
Right.
But after the first few episodes, you know, I used to think like, oh, no one's going to listen to these anyways, and I just used to just talk about it. But then I used to go into like Atma, and like people know about my life, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I heard you want to murder the dog next door. And so, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. How do you know that?
Right.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, okay, carry on. We'll just read a little bit more. I mean, when are we going to finish this chapter? Okay, as already explained, one should not be idle, but should be very enthusiastic about executing the regulative principles, tat tat karma pratana. Neglect of the regulative principles will destroy devotional service. In this Krishna consciousness movement, there are 4 basic regulative principles: forbidding illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication.
Do you know what?
Oh no, what just happened there?
Sorry, did that
You just spat out the thing at me.
It was my fidget toy.
Oh my god.
And I didn't spit. It flew from my hand. Basically, interestingly enough, seeing as we were talking about what attracted us first of all, when I first heard about these 4 regulative principles, I was absolutely over the moon. I was like, thank God,
Really?
someone's got some standards.
Yeah.
Thank God I can finally give up all this old stuff. And like, there's actually a reason to do it now. Like, and thank God people aren't trying to like mix the two, like spirituality and all this kind of like crazy behaviour. Like,
Really?
I just couldn't wait. I was like, praise the Lord, get to give all of that up. So I was that was what, I was chuffed to bits to hear there were principles and regulative stuff.
That's very interesting. Like,
Excellent.
Because I think people appreciate that. They know spiritual life should come with some sort of like detachment from the material world like that.
Yeah.
But I thought most people would be like, oh no, not regular principles.
Yeah.
Must be quite pious heart, is it? You didn't want to do that anyway.
No, I found no enjoyment in it, but I was giving it a good go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was giving it a good go.
We all did, like,
Do you know what I mean? But like, I would be like asking my friends, I'm like, are you enjoying this? Like, and they'd be like, no, not really. And I'm like, why are we doing it? And no one had a clue. But obviously no one, until you come across Prabhupada's books and the devotees, no one can offer you any sort of solution. So no, I was quite chuffed to bits with that. And obviously I get quite worried, like, you know, are people going to be put off when they hear that there's these regulative principles? But actually, like, if you've got half the sense that it's actually quite horrible and it's not bringing you any joy anyway, then actually you'll be relieved to hear.
That's a really good point. Yeah, Prabhupada said the only thing I'm asking you to give up is your suffering.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because those things are crap. Like, I would say, like, when I remember going out with my friends similarly, I stopped drinking at this point because I was trying to practice Krishna consciousness, but then I was still going out with them because I was sort of be their friend, and I was like, this is crap, you know? Like, you've got it, if you're not drunk, like, what are we doing? Like, this is so rubbish, like, Yeah, we were lucky to find Krishna consciousness, just chant, kirtan.
Yeah.
I want to try an escape room for my birthday. It's my birthday
When's your birthday?
end of March.
Oh,
I want like a
great.
Christmas party. I want a birthday party. Like, I want a birthday party in ages.
Let's do that.
You should do like a little escape room or something like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
For my birthday.
Nice. Yeah. Looking forward to it. And then I like this thing that again you repeat: one should not be idle, but should be very, very enthusiastic about executing the regulative principles. That if you don't have much to do, obviously the tendency will be that you will engage in like activities that are detrimental for you. You know, if you're not engaged in Krishna
You gotta engage in something.
you gotta be doing something. So if you're not like, if you don't have a plan of things to do, like positive things to do, like Krishna consciousness, you know, then you will automatically do things that are detrimental for you. You cannot do nothing. So it's good to be busy in Krishna service, isn't it?
What's that verse? Famous verse. Vishaya Varnartante. Pramjeshvarna Vartate, that's the last line. What's the first? Nir Hasidayina Raso Raso
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Go on, Paddy.
Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Niri
Hasidayina Rajopasi.
Rashopyasyam. Something. Rashopyasyam Raju.
Okay, I'm embarrassed, I can't remember.
Same. Chapter 2 Bhagavad Gita. Somewhere there.
Yeah. It's the end of this. It's in the second chapter.
Yes.
Alright then. Okay, any last comments before we finish? Any tips for us? We've got a couple of devotees now who are going to get married this year, probably.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Well, maybe. I think it's Anadi and Kat.
Yeah.
And
Champak and back to Rupa.
yeah, maybe Champak and back to Rupa.
Anyways?
Anyone else? I don't know. I mean, maybe some surprises on the way. I don't know.
Again, it's been 2 weddings. That's good. I mean, 2 weddings. You know, it's pretty cool.
It's crazy.
It shows, there's, because before that, a few years ago, there was no weddings.
Yeah.
It was, Now it's like every year there's at least 1 wedding, I think.
Yeah. The community's growing, yeah.
Yeah, that shows, yeah.
I think it's on Radhastami. Prabhupada's he's doing a marriage ceremony. Because originally, like, his godbrothers, or at least the pandits in India, really didn't understand Prabhupada giving a sannyasi doing a marriage ceremony. And he talks about it in Bhagavad Gita. The main principle is to. Anyway, so in this marriage ceremony or marriage, on Radhastami, Prabhupada's saying, like, I'm marrying this boy and girl so they can be happy. He said, because you can't practice Krishna consciousness unless you are happy first, like, I think it's quite. It's been to a Kandadi Parodi he's talking about, when he was on Buckland Hall, and went in there and said, he had all these like papers on his desk and everything. And, like, okay, it must be really hard to. Was it really stressful managing this? It was like a retreat centre, and he said no. He said because he used to be temple president of the manor. He said compared to the manor, he said this is easy. This is a piece of cake, being temple president, because I guess temple president of the manor. He said because you're not dealing with people's lives. So it's more than just like running a temple, making sure like the doors unlocked and the food's cooked and stuff for programs. It's actually like you're dealing with a whole like community. Okay, you're struggling. Do you need to get married or not? And then you've got like so we said, it was much harder being a temple president because you're dealing with people's lives. But he's saying that, but it was also so much more fun. Because you want to look after people, and like you said, we're really guinea pigs now about being like some of the first wave of sort of devotees who were married, I guess. And then in the future also, there'll be lots of kids running around at some point, and they are now. If you can't hear it, it's Leela's birthday upstairs. And that's why we want to get land eventually. And like Sri Rama's when he was, because at first he just had all brahmacharis in Hungary all doing Sankirtan, and everyone's like, I'm just going to stay brahmachari my whole life and just do Sankirtan my whole life, like And Sri Rama, he bought the land. He's got land, so there's somewhere for you to raise children. So from cradle to grave, they'd be Krishna conscious. So really raise a family, and
that's amazing.
All the Sankirtan, all the brahmacharis, like, we don't need that, He said you might not need it now, but in the future you're going to want to get married, And then so we had that sort of like vision.
It's nice as well, you have devotees that will have kids and blah blah blah, they can live together, but also you can also attract people who already have kids. They're not necessarily devotees, they already have kids, but they see like some happy, couples with kids, and they're living a nice organic life. So some people already have kids.
Normal, like that.
And then people with kids that are not practicing Krishna consciousness, they might be interested to, join because of that, because of the hope of giving a nice future for their kids. Because most people nowadays understand that modern education is rubbish. A lot of people start realizing that. So they will look for alternatives, and they will see the Hare Krishna kids, and it might be very inspiring for them, and might join just because of their kids, to give them a nice future.
Okay, Paddy, where you laughing?
It's probably.
It's been having a flashback to that flying across the.
I was going to say that. I think it's as our community grows, because most people, again, they come for spiritual life, and it goes through their head like, could I do what this person's doing? And if you just, but there's the brahmacharis or the monks setting that example. If these people see other examples of, these people have jobs and families, and and they can still practice spiritual life, maybe I can do it too. Hey, thank you guys.
Thank you, Gopala.
That was a nice podcast. So we're going to the student program tonight, right? For Kirtan.
Yes.
You can do a Kirtan?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Parjanya, maybe you can host it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, Hare Krishna everyone. Lots of love.
Hare Krishna.
Let's show your podcast out. Haribo!
Haribo!
Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namani Namah. Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Namah Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namani Namah Om Namaste Saraswati